Franklin Barbecue, Interstellar Barbecue, Leroy and Lewis, Valentina's, Truth Barbecue, Terry Black's, 2M Smokehouse, KG Barbecue, Style Switch Barbecue. This is Javier and Joel Sanchez, and they run Chief Firewood. They supply the highest quality Texas wood to the best barbecue joints in the nation. That's right, a family-owned and operated business handles all of those restaurants. Today, we're talking with Javier and Joel about the challenges they face in the firewood business. What was it like starting out? Where does all this wood come from? And what does the future hold for the family-owned company? I'm John Joffrey, and this is the Outliers, Chief Firewood. Javier, what is up, dude?
John, how you doing?
Dude, great. I've been so excited to get out here.
Nice to have you.
Thank you so much, man. I've been to a lot of lumber yards in my day, but this one's a little different. Yeah, it looks like none of this is finished.
No.
It's all raw.
It's all raw. Natural state of form.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. And I've heard all about Joel. I guess he's the chief behind Chief Firewood.
He's the man behind the curtains.
Yeah, man, I'd love to see the whole yard and meet your dad and everything.
Good, let's go meet him.
Yeah, let's go.
Chief, come meet John.
Is he just in that all day?
All day long. That's his toy.
How's it going?
All right. How you guys doing?
Wow, man, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, sir.
It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you guys so much for having me out here, man.
Yeah.
This is just beautiful. I mean, it's kind of unlike anything I've ever seen, really. Where are we?
We're in Smithville, to be exact. About 47 miles southeast of Austin.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the woods.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
How long have y'all been here?
I live next door. I've been in there ever since 1982, and then I started buying the properties next to me. You know, this one here went here about 10 years.
About 10 years.
10 years. This section here.
So, what made you come out to Smithville, though? Where were you from before?
Well, I'm originally from Mexico. You know, I came in when I was 12 years old, and then I went back to finish school in Mexico. Okay. But I only went to 6th grade. When I turned about 15 years old, I decided to come back again with my sisters, and I went back all the way to Idaho and work on a warehouse and potatoes. And then when I was about maybe 16 and a half, I went back to Mexico, and I stayed over there working in Mexico. And then my older brother, he was working in the oil field in West Texas in Andrews. So he asked me, do you want to come? I said, hey, yeah, I want to go. You know, I don't want to stay here all my life, you know.
Wow.
And he put me to work with him on the oil field. I was 17 years old.
Oh my God. So you've already moved from Mexico to the States maybe 2 or 3 times before you even ended up settling here.
Yeah. When I first come, I fell in love with the scenery. Everything green. Mm-hmm. West Texas, dirt.
Yes. Brown.
The trees, but this big, maybe 3, 4 foot.
Yeah.
I like it here and work on the oil field up to 1992. When I started this wood business, I had in mind to take wood to West Texas to sell wood over there for the fireplaces.
So no one in your family did this. You just literally had an idea.
Yeah.
You're like, it's colder there.
Yeah.
They'll need it for firewood. That's
right.
it.
That's it, yeah.
But where did you get it from? Where do you just decide, I'm going to just bring wood?
Before I started Hollywood, I started picking up scrap metal from the oil field, you know, cleaning up the places, you know.
And just selling it for scrap.
And selling for scrap. Then my neighbor saw me hauling, you know, I was driving a 1984 Ford pickup, cap and a half, dually, and he liked it. He liked my pickup. He said, Joel, would you sell me your pickup? I said, no, sir, it's not for sale. I mean, I need it. I need to haul all this scrap, you know, I need it. And he said, well, how about if I make a deal? I said, what kind of deal you gonna make? He said, you see those 2 18-wheelers there? You like to have one of those 18-wheelers that will help you? I said, yeah, sure, one of those 18-wheelers will help me. So we'll pick up one, and we trade.
What? Your truck for an 18-wheeler?
18-wheeler. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he said, the only thing I'm gonna ask you, give me $500. You pick up at $500. I said, yeah, we can do that. He was old, but he was still in the running conditions. He was already in the firewood business. He had a yard in Houston. So I asked him, I mean, well, you don't wanna let me haul your wood? I said, yeah, I'll let you haul your wood, haul my wood.
Really?
So that's how I started hauling.
So you got the 18-wheeler and you were hauling his wood too?
His wood, yeah, his wood.
Man, I hate to cut this off. I know it's raining. Let's get under the shed and keep this going. Okay, cool. Okay. I have a feeling why I know you like the Bobcat so much. Tell me if I'm right. You always didn't have this, right? You used to do this by hand?
By hand, yeah.
Yeah, so now that you have this, you're like, I'm not doing anything by hand ever again.
Nothing by hand. Everything's got to be done by machine.
Oh my God, that's awesome. And I mean, honestly, this is expensive. You have a lot of equipment and inventory, and I mean,
Yes.
from just from that point.
Uh-huh.
So you're meeting, like, just by chance, you have an idea. Then you meet a guy who gives you your 18-wheeler for your truck, and you start hauling his wood to Houston.
That's right. Yes. That's
So
right.
then how does it evolve? Like, I need to hear more of how we got to this point.
Okay. Well, the people started seeing me my 18-wheeler loaded with wood, and they stopped. You know, see if I want to sell wood to them. I said, yeah, I'll sell wood to them. So I started buying wood to the woodcutters and selling my own wood. I had a 17 yards in Houston that I was wholesaling 18-wheeler loads.
How much would you get paid for like one full load?
Back then, I mean, it was like $120 a cord, and I was 12 cords at a time. So just a little over $1,000. Just a little over $1,000.
So you say a cord though? What does that mean? Like, help us understand. Like, how much wood is a cord?
Wood is 4 foot high, by 18 inches the log, and 16 foot long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get. I mean, how much work went into loading? Who loaded the whole truck?
Well, I had some guys helping me, and then
I loaded a lot of them.
when my son.
Did you really?
My son
Oh, yeah.
he was about 12 years old. He was about 12 years old, and my other son maybe about 16, and they helped me load up trucks. And then he go.
I enjoyed it.
He went with me to Houston several times, and him and myself, we unload the whole 18-wheeler.
A whole 18-wheeler?
The whole 18-wheeler.
My back would give out, man. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. And,
For
yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah.
But that was a lot more back then.
Yeah, it was a lot of money
Yeah.
back then, you know. I mean, it wasn't all profit, you know, because I had to pay.
exactly.
But I mean, that's what.
But you're making a living. you know?
I was making a living, you know, a decent living, yeah.
And you were living right here,
Next door,
in that
yeah.
same house.
The same house.
So when you
Same house.
moved here to Smithville, you've been there, like, that's where you settled.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, like, what is it in you that you were just like, you know, like, I want to sell wood, like, and I think I can make money doing it. I mean, you didn't know if these people were making money.
Yeah, I didn't know. But see, I'm not, I always like the business. I always like to buy and sell.
Yeah.
Buy and sell. Because that's what I was doing in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
I was buying and selling vegetables.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Another friend of mine, he called me. He said, Joel, how do you like to supply some restaurants in Austin? I got these guys. I said, man, I already called them several times and they reject me, you know.
Yeah.
I said, but, well, I'm gonna go talk to them. So I went and talked to those restaurants, and they said, yeah, you know, we want you to start supplying us, you know. And I started with four restaurants.
And would you say, like, getting with those 4 restaurants, is that like your big break?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what, like, kind of changed the game of your business?
That's right. Yeah. Because I mean, I find out that I take a pickup load and a little trailer, 16-foot trailer, to Austin and deliver to 4 restaurants. I make the same amount of money that I was making with an 18-wheeler load going all the way to Houston.
God. So
Yeah.
you just believed in yourself, like, I know that if I commit to this, I can make a living doing
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, I want to know, like, that must have been scary, right? I mean, were there times that...
it was scary because in 1990 I quit my oil field. 1990, I told my wife, honey, that's it. I'm gonna quit my oil field, and I'm gonna stick into wood. You know, I'm gonna just sell wood. I'm gonna sell wood.
What did she think of that?
What you think of that?
Yeah,
she
did
said,
she think
well,
you're crazy?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be making enough money to support the whole family. I have 5.
Oh my
I
God.
have 5 kids, and mortgage payment. I said, honey, well, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So she'd say, okay. She support me.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and then from 1 truck, I went to 2 trucks, and then I went to 3 trucks, and then I had 5 trucks.
Incredible.
And then in 1993, the bottom fall.
What?
1993, the bottom fall. So that's it. So I went to work with a company in Houston, hauling containers and stuff like that. And
Yeah, because you're also a trucker.
yeah. So I started hauling containers, and then my wife over here with my 5 kids, and I'm on the road all the time. I was in New Orleans. She called me. Said, Joel, those guys from Houston keep calling. They keep calling. Where are you? They need wood. They keep calling. I said, well, honey, I'm in New Orleans. The only thing I can do, turn in my load in Houston, and then I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna take maybe 1 or 2 loads to those guys in Houston on the weekends.
Yeah.
She said, but I want you here. I said, okay. So I started hauling wood, and then the guys keep calling. So I turned in my papers for my truck, and I stay here. Hollywood, and then I brought another truck from Houston to help me, and then I brought the other one. And then later on, I had 5 trucks.
Do you believe that, like, if you're doing the right thing and you're being true to yourself and you're just giving it your all, that things will work out?
Yeah. Like my wife told me all the time. She says, honesty, it will go further.
Yes. What about those first 4 restaurants? Do you still supply them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I started with those 4 restaurants. They had 12, but they said we're gonna try you out with 4 restaurants. I said, fine, that's fine. Just give me 4. Doing everything by hand. So they called me and said, Joel, you think you can bring wood to this, the other 6 restaurants that we got extra? I said, sure, I can. He said, well, we need the wood tonight. I said, okay, I'll go over there tonight. But just make sure that if I take you wood this time, they're gonna be my
for the rest of the time.
It's gonna be my restaurant. I'm out of my way to go in at night time and supply you guys. So I loaded my pickup, my trailer, and I went to those 6 restaurants. So they was happy for me to do all that in the night time. So from then on, I got those 12 restaurants.
So that's you and 2 guys for 12 restaurants.
Yeah.
And you made that work.
Yeah.
Tell me, like, what are you up to? And you're watching him do this, but it seems like you're probably not around like a lot because you're working all the time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me.
Well, after school, on the weekends, I was loading wood. I hated it. I hated it with a passion. When I was younger, I enjoyed it because I wanted to see how quick I could unload the trailers.
And you don't know better when you're
and I
younger.
didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I'm talking maybe 10 years old. And I was out there unloading those trailers. But as I got older, and I wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
I didn't want anything to do with wood, but I wasn't smart enough to continue my education. I wanted to get out of school and go to work. So I started putting up metal buildings with a cousin of mine. So up until one day, I can't recall what year it was, the light bulb just came on. You know, I was probably about the age of 30.
Damn, it took you that long.
It took me that long, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And what are you thinking this whole time? You're like, I want my kids to grow up. You know, you had a plan, and you didn't know it was going to be 30 years later by the time that this actually happened.
Yeah, the light bulb clicked.
Well, and how did it? Like,
3 kids later.
Not making enough money.
Not making enough money.
Yeah.
And I was at a tire shop one day, and I had a friend there that was raised in foster care, and he told me, he said, when are you going to take over your dad's business? He said, the foundation is there.
Yeah.
It's up to you to build it up. And when I heard those words from him, you know, obviously my father, my mother, I come from a family with both parents always telling me good advice, and I didn't listen to him. And here was just Joe Blow off the street, you know, telling me. So I thought to myself, I'm like, if he had the opportunity I had, he would build up the business. So it hit me like a ton of bricks. And then from that day on, I decided what I was going to do. I was going to lose the embarrassment to push my product. I was embarrassed to say I sold wood. I was embarrassed to go out to customers and to restaurants and offer my product.
Yeah.
But from that day on, I said, this is what I have to do. I quit working with my cousins, and I told my father I was going to come on full time.
Wow.
I put a game plan together. I did what I had to do where I felt comfortable to go out and push my product.
Yeah.
And after that, it just took off like a wildfire.
When did the company be called Chief Firewood?
That just happened last year. We just incorporated.
Last year we just put that name on it, but that name has been with me ever since.
Oh,
ever since I was in the oil field, because on the oil field they used to call me the chief, and whenever I show up, one guy say, "Here comes the chief! Here comes the chief! You better get busy! Here comes the chief!" You know?
That's awesome.
So that's how that chief name got stuck with me.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And then you said you had to put some things in place where you felt comfortable enough, like going out and like promoting the business. What were those things that you had to put in place?
I didn't feel comfortable going to a restaurant, even though we did sell 1,000 cords a year, going to a restaurant and saying, buy wood for me, and showing up in the back of a truck. Yeah. So I told my father we had to build the racks that we have now, the infrastructure. We had to buy the trucks with the lift gate.
So you came up with these ideas?
Between him and I both.
But how did you feel when he's telling you, let's go from hand unloading the way you've done it for decades?
I loved it. I loved it because, I mean, it was going to be more easy.
Yes.
Yeah, it was going to be more easy.
Load it all here, and then you just deliver the rack, and you're done.
Yeah.
That's a game changer in itself. And think about what a simple concept that is.
Yeah, instead I go 3 guys, now I'm sending only 1 guy.
Wow. Okay, so man, I want to hear some of the different restaurants you supply.
Franklin, Serrano's, we do Leroy and Lewis, we do Terry Black's.
Oh my God.
Interstellar Barbecue was just named number 2.
Number 2.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, dude, all three of those people are in the top 5.
Yep. We do 2M Smokehouse.
Oh my God.
Valentina's.
Oh man.
Law Barbecue.
These are like all my favorite
Yeah.
places, you know?
Yep.
Well, and that's what's so cool is you don't like see the face behind like, you know, the fuel. So man, the list that you just gave me is mind blowing. I mean, there are some heavy hitters in that list. What is it that separates y'all from all these other wood guys? Like how are these heavy hitter top 5 in Texas? Let's say in the world, potentially. These are some of the best barbecue places in the world. What is it about y'all's wood that they want to use you guys over your competitors?
Consistency.
Yeah.
And being able to provide what they need. I mean, like you said, these 5 places, they go through a lot of wood.
Right.
And being able to produce it. Not just your average wood provider can, you know, produce 50 cords a week.
That is insane.
50 more.
And that,
See, like
you know,
maybe let's say this pile right here. We might go through this pile on 1 month. Yeah, probably 1 month. Yeah.
and then you need to account for like all that wood being seasoned.
It's
You
gotta
need
be
to be
seasoned.
planning for the
Yes.
future.
Yeah.
Like this is where it all starts, right? The logs come in like just a full tree basically.
Correct.
And I mean, where do you get it from though? Where do you get the wood from? Because I was asking, did you start by like chopping down trees on your property?
But no.
We network with several different individuals, farmers, land developers.
Yeah.
You know, people that might have tree trimming businesses. They'll go and charge to cut the tree. They'll knock down the tree. We'll go and take everything we want, and then they'll take everything that's left over and collect.
That's
to
amazing.
Cut down the tree.
Yeah. They collect.
Wow.
They collect.
Yeah, but it's
But
like
we get all the
everyone's
material.
serving each
Everybody-
other.
It's
you
a
know?
win-win situation.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so anyone that needs their land cleared, that's like a gold mine for you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was gonna be more easy working for myself.
Yeah, no. Well, you know what it is? It's never easier, but
No.
it's the psychology. When you're working, you could work 100 hours for yourself. You're like, okay, you know, if you do that for someone else to make someone more money, it hurts much worse. You know, those hours weigh on you more heavy, right?
Yeah, but when I say, well, I'm not working myself, that way I say I have more time for my own and stuff like that, you know. But it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, instead of having 1 boss, now I got 100 bosses.
Yeah.
You know, all my customers, they're my boss. You know?
Yeah.
You know, so you know.
Well, our business have blown up from word of mouth. We never advertised.
beautiful.
We never had a website. Our first website of this past February, makes a year.
Yeah.
Of
And
our-
how long
of
is-
us
how-
having? We've been in business about 32 years.
32 years, and you haven't even had a website
We-
until not even a year ago.
Yeah, up until a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
hasn't even been a
God.
year that I've been doing social media.
What?
I started Instagram in April.
You know, just like you said, your son's coming in, he's bringing kind of a new frame of mind, you know? But there's a lot of things that, you know, like, is it hard to let go of some of the old ways you used to do things, like going from loading to hand to like, now you have a $150,000 machine?
No, that's better. That's better.
Oh, good.
It's way better this way.
He's realized that it's way better, but was it hard to let go the old way? It was.
Yes.
It was a fight with him. It was a constant fight from me, because I had my customers in Austin.
Yeah.
I started picking up customers in the restaurant industry in Austin, and he had his customers that he's had for 20 plus years in Houston. And I'm like, I need this wood. He's like, no, I need this wood.
No.
I have to take it to my customers. He's like, I got to take it to my customers. He's like, I've been dealing with them for 20 years. I'm like, but these customers over here are going to pay more and it's closer. And so I had to show him the numbers.
Wow.
And once he seen the numbers, it was a no-brainer.
Well, this one here was completely green when we cut it. It's been sitting here for maybe 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you cut it and it has to stay here.
It had to stay here.
For how long?
Before I sell it, before I feel comfortable for me to sell my wood, it's got to be a year.
Wow.
It's got to be a year.
So you can't even cut them until
Well, yeah,
8 or 9 months.
I can cut it and let it set so it can cure better.
Yes.
So it can cure better. Right now, they're curing right now. But once I cut them and split it, it will cure better.
Yeah, because now you have all that surface area for the air to get in there to dry it out, because the inside is still going to be very
Still
moist.
going to be moisture.
I mean, now that we're here, this is as big as a freaking house, man. I mean, this is a lot. Yeah. Help me understand, like, what happens in this period of seasoning? Like, what is it that people are looking for? You brought up some like scientific terms.
That's him.
Yeah, I was like, God dang, this country boy is a scientist.
No, really, the main thing is that the pit masters or whoever is utilizing the wood don't want to fight lighting the wood. I mean, when you put a stick of wood in there, you want it to do what it's going to do.
Yeah, okay.
You want it to ignite.
Right.
So if you put a piece of wood in there that doesn't have the right moisture content, or if it's too green, you put in a piece of wood, it's going to smolder. It's going to kill the fire.
Aren't there like specific flavors people are looking for out of the wood?
Yeah, well, I take pride in seasoning our wood because the longer that it seasons, it creates phenoketones, which are cinnamon notes, sugars, vanillins that are stored in the wood in the seasoning process.
Oh, that's amazing.
So all those
phenoketones.
Correct, phenoketones.
And that just kind of gets solidified in there during the drying process.
Yes, and when they're cooking it, it releases those gases to the meat and actually gives it a different flavor.
See, I had no clue. Like, I just thought you cut wood down, you throw it in the fire, and you're
That's
good
what
to
a lot
go.
of people think.
Yeah. All right, man, all this science and stuff, this is awesome. This is all news to me. I want to see, like, taking this, getting into the machine, and how we end up in piles of it all split.
Let's do it.
Let's check it out.
Okay.
Man, this looks like some crazy Rube Goldberg like contraption. This is insane. Oh my God. This is awesome. Man, that is cool.
Yeah. This is the emergency kill switch right here. To turn on the saw blade, you just push this button here. This will turn it on.
Saw blade on.
Yeah, and then you want your conveyor to be running. So this turns on your conveyor.
Okay.
And then just shut it off.
If
It's all yours, man.
You guys just scream and go like this, and I'll hit the off button. I'm thinking this piece of machinery is a lot of money, and I hope I don't screw it up. Oh my God, dude! I could do this for hours, bro. Oh my God, this is so cool. Hey man, I'll just come do this for free. Yeah, you don't even need to pay me. Dude, there's so much power in my hands just like moving these thousands of pounds. And then with the press of lever, God dang, bro. This is like shooting a gun for the first time. There's so much power in my hands, you know?
50 tons of pressure, splitting power.
50 tons.
50 tons.
That's insane. Dude, I'm power hungry! Ah! Ah! Dangerous. I feel like I'm super power hungry.
Well, you did good. You did good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, that was awesome.
Come back out anytime.
Gosh.
You got a job here.
Yeah, dude. So that's the other thing. What would happen if, you took on 2 more clients and like they were just enormous and you started like nationwide distribution? Could you grow with that? Like, what would you guys do?
We started pushing buttons, trying to get some more wood in the place. Start pushing buttons, start getting more wood on the yard,
Wow.
Get in touch with
Cutting more trees.
Yeah, cutting more trees.
My God.
We're not in the business on cutting all the trees. We're in the business of selling firewood, but we're trying to concentrate on cutting down the dead trees, the dying by ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to go and cut all the green trees.
Yeah.
Unless the landowner say, okay, I need to clear up my land for grass for cattle, and then we had to cut everything.
Yeah, but most of what you do is dead.
Yeah.
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 Wow. And I mean, honestly, I think that's really great sustainability, because we're using all the wood that's here instead of it just going to waste.
Going to waste.
Yes. And we're using it to feed people. And
That's right.
you know, this is what makes the world go round. It's literally fuel. It's not only that you guys have the right kind of wood. That's step one.
Not solely because we got the perfect wood.
Yeah.
I think a lot has to do with the responsibility and the reliability. When we say we're going to be there, we're there. We show up.
Look, and this is perfect because, you know, we met with Evan Leroy. Derek has filmed with you and a bunch of these other amazing barbecue joints. The common theme is when we call Javier, he picks up the phone. He is there. You know, we've had times where we said, hey, I know this is irregular, but we need X amount more and we need you here tonight. And they say you deliver. How do you keep up with that on top of everything? You're doing 50 cords a week. So how do you keep up with, like, how are you there to answer the phone and you're driving the freaking trucks? Like,
It's not easy. It's sometimes it can be hard, but just got to make it happen. Just sometimes I feel like I'm Superman of the wood.
yeah, you are.
Of the wood industry. Yeah.
Like, where do you see y'all taking this? What are your plans for the future? And I'd love to hear about, like, how this is evolving and both of your feelings toward it.
I see it not so much retail, but I do want to make it our product available to your everyday consumer,
Yes.
to your everyday backyard weekend barbecuer. I want to make my product available to them because right now most of our product we sell to restaurants. I want to start breaking it down, selling it in bags. I want to start offering mini logs for your smaller cooking applications.
Oh, that's great.
Chunks of wood.
Yeah, like
so
little big green eggs and stuff
exactly.
like that.
So you can mix with the charcoal and get in some chips, and hopefully here in the future, near future, we can start making pellets.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I feel good. You know, that's what I wanted. You know, that's why I was waiting all these years for somebody to help me to push it further, to make it grow. You know.
You were mentioning something about like a card inside, like letting them know where it comes from and stuff like that. Like, what? Tell me more about that.
Inside the box, I wanted to put something about the history, and then somehow to pinpoint, put some wording where the consumer will feel that they're now a part of something. Yes. You know, now they're going to be a part. If you're going to be smoking beef, you got to cook with Chief. Something like that.
I love that, man. That's awesome.
Make them feel like they're actually now a part of this group of, you know, that the top 5 Texas Monthly top 5 places that use our wood, now they're part of them.
Well, and why that's so amazing is you have people that, like, you know, Aaron Franklin is an idol in the barbecue world. He's giving master classes, right? You want to cook just like him? You need to use the same exact wood that he does. And I think what you've done on YouTube and how you're branching out and like just showcasing who Chief Firewood is, I think it's genius. And I think you guys are the perfect combination of new school and old school. And I just really respect everything y'all have been doing. There's one more thing that I wanted to get into. And it just kind of gave me goosebumps because as you were like, you know, this is what I've been dreaming for my whole life was for, you know, one of my children to come up and like grow this. I mean, you are literally living out your dream. How does that feel?
Man, give me some chills.
It's amazing, right? Starting from freaking being in Mexico, not knowing what the hell you're going to do on the oil rig. I mean, you know, you should be very proud, man.
I am.
What you've grown here. I think that's so beautiful. And another thing, you know, you guys are literally like supplying the best barbecue in the world with their literal fuel to cook, like the backbone that smokes their wood. Did you ever picture that you guys would be doing that?
I never had that picture. And I had a lot of compliments, just like you say. The big restaurants that call me and say, Joel, without you, we know nobody. Without you, we don't have no good brisket. I mean, they treat me like a family.
Yeah, because you're just as important of a piece in that, you know?
I had a guy come over here. He said, man, I love you. I treat you like a family. I said, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I've never really realized how important the firewood plays in making a successful cook. You know, before, but as I started supplying all the restaurants, I came to realization that it plays a really big role in the cook.
I mean, take that away. How else are they going to do it? That's literally
Yeah.
such a crucial element, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, honestly, you've been through so much, Joel, and,
Yeah.
and you've seen the world change and ups and downs. What would be like your advice to another person that wants to go follow their dream, and maybe they're in a different job right now? Maybe they're working the rig, or, you know, what's your advice to get people to make that leap?
To be persistent. To be persistent. You want to do something, be persistent in what you want to do. Persistent on it. Don't give up, and then try to do something else. But if this is what you want to do, be persistent, and it will pay off on the long run. You might not see it pay it off right away. It's gonna take you a while, but the persistence is the name to be successful. Because I mean, you can start it, and then you say, well, it's not doing too good. I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah.
And then they don't do too good. Well, man, I'm gonna do something else. They don't do too good, and then come right back where they started at the beginning, what they really want to do,
Yeah.
and then
I've so deeply enjoyed this that you guys would take out time and show me. You've certainly taught me so much today. Can I have like a group hug, man?
Oh, yeah, man.
Come on, man. You guys, God.
Our pleasure having you. Our
yes,
pleasure
thank
having
you both so
Thank
much.
you for coming
man.
out.
Oh, absolutely.
And come back out
you
anytime.
again.
You're welcome
Come back
anytime.
again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.